Heading overseas now, Myanmar's democracy leader Aung San Suu Kyi says her party has won well above the threshold needed to govern in its own right. But she expressed concern that the country's military generals may not keep their pledge to respect the election result. That hasn't stopped her, though, from boldly restating her intention to be the president in everything but name. As Anne Barker reports.
It's an historic moment. Myanmar's Election Commission Chairman Tin Ai announces the first winners from Sunday's election. 29 of the 33 candidates confirmed in the upper house are from Aung San Suu Kyi's National League for Democracy, which claims to have won 81% of the popular vote, although the party's leader isn't celebrating yet.
This is just the beginning of the road. We're just at the gate, as it were, and there's a lot more to be done before I think our people will feel secure enough to celebrate.
Secure or not, the democracy leader has told the BBC she expects to be Myanmar's president in everything but name.
It's a name only. A rose by any other name.
Myanmar's constitution bars Aung San Suu Kyi from being president because her two sons are foreign citizens, but she's reiterated her intention to be above the president.
Well, I'll make all the decisions. It's as simple as all that. If I'm required to field a president who meets the requirements of Section 59F of the Constitution, all right, we'll find one. But that won't stop me from making all the decisions as the leader of the winning party.
The statement puts Aung San Suu Kyi on a potential collision course with Myanmar's military leaders, who are guaranteed 25% of all seats in the new parliament and therefore an effective veto over any attempt to change the constitution. But the NLD leader says any attempt to sabotage her government will also sabotage the will of the people.
Well, they've been saying repeatedly that they'll respect the will of the people and that they will implement the results of the election.
It's a vast change from 25 years ago, when the same opposition leader and the same party won elections in 1990, and military leaders responded by putting her under house arrest. Some fear that her bold claims to the presidency, with or without the title, will again force the military to intervene. Despite the flaws in the electoral process, election observers say they're optimistic about Myanmar's transition to democracy. Mary Robinson heads the Carter Centre, a human rights NGO.
Myanmar is definitely on a positive trajectory towards a peaceful democratic transition. That's what People Power did on the 8th of November. The people of Myanmar have been empowered.
Professor Monique Skidmore is Deputy Vice-Chancellor of the University of Queensland and a Myanmar specialist who lived and worked in the country for years. She says Aung San Suu Kyi might well become effective president, but only if the presidential nominee agrees to become a puppet leader.
I think that if they can get the numbers to ensure that the NLD, the National League for Democracy, is able to field the presidential candidate, and assuming that that person is willing to bow to all of the policy decisions made by the National League for Democracy, then yes, she will effectively rule as president.
But it will depend very much then on who that person is.
Absolutely. And it will depend upon, over time, individual elected members as well having a say in Parliament, and whether or not they will always fall in line behind Aung San Suu Kyi's views.
Are you confident that the military will keep its promise to respect the election results and not intervene?
I think I've been working in Burma for just too long to really assume that the military will completely withdraw. A coup could occur at any time. And it is also the case that the military regime will not go down quietly if she does seek to dismantle the economic oligopolies. So the military essentially carved the country up before it ceded power and owns most of the large industries in the country. And that's their power base. And it will be interesting to see what happens if Aung San Suu Kyi seeks over time to dismantle that.
That's Professor Monique Skidmore from the University of Queensland, ending that report from Anne Barker.